Today, I'm going to show you how I went from this to this in 1 year. Just for transparency's sake, I went to graphic design school. Did I mean to go to graphic design school? No, it's kind of an accident. I actually wanted to be an animator, and now I'm a motion designer, which is a interesting mixture of the two that I didn't know existed until I went to college. And for whatever reason, I used to always draw portraits of people, and I was happy doing like stylized cartoon portraits. But last year, I didn't want to do it anymore. And so I started getting into lettering. And if you're thinking about getting into lettering, and maybe you've just started, stick around. I'm going to show you how I went from a complete beginner to creating artwork that I'm proud of. And honestly, I think I could license these if I really wanted to. And you can do it too. So let's rewind to the beginning. 1 year ago, I didn't really know like the exact typography, lettering, calligraphy, and like how to mix the two arts. So I'll break it down. Typography is specifically you are working from what graphic designers call a typeface and what the average person using Microsoft Word calls a font. I was fascinated by the mixture of illustration with beautiful letter forms as well as animation, because I follow a lot of great motion designers like Matt Voice who specifically animate type. I started with basic tools, pencil and paper, you gotta do what you gotta do, and studied the people I admired. The main person who inspired me to start lettering was Belinda Kou. So she has really awesome stuff on her Instagram, and it really just opened my mind to how many different things you can do with illustration and lettering. And I think the reason I found her was because she has a lot of great Procreate tutorials as well. Her reels, I can't remember if I found them on Instagram or TikTok because she's everywhere, and absolutely fantastic, like very creative, very inspiring. And after her, I found Stefan Kunz. Now, he has pivoted recently. He has started doing a lot of animation, and that's also very inspiring because I swear like 2-3 years ago, he didn't do animation. And that just goes to show you, like, at any point in your career, you can learn something new and take off with it. He used to do a lot of like awesome chalkboard lettering, and I think this is how I found his TikTok. So here he is doing the lettering, very cool. And he had some really funny videos as well. So very entertaining. And oh my God, look, he can just do lettering at any point in time. He's doing it in the snow. And I want to give you guys reassurance. If your handwriting is bad, so is mine. So is mine. I can draw though. And I think if you can draw, you can do lettering. I have not seen this post, so sorry. I just got distracted. But yeah, he has some great courses, and I haven't done any of them, but I would like to someday. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. I love when people do stuff like this. Something a lot of artists do when they are lettering artists is that they do chalkboard art for like local coffee shops or window art like this. And then they'll also do murals. And there's a part of me that's like, I haven't done a mural since I was 19. I kind of wonder if I could do it better now and if I should try, but I don't know. Another great resource, not just for lettering artists, but designers, was Design Cuts. So Design Cuts was this platform that they sold like brush packs and digital resources on their website, but they would also, in order to promote those products by the artists, they would have the artists come and do like a teaching live stream, and they would feature the products in the art fundamentals that they were teaching. And often people like Shout Bam, they would teach really good like lettering fundamentals, and unfortunately, Design Cuts no longer exists. I believe it was bought, let me see, I think it was bought by Creative Marketplace because they weren't profiting, unfortunately. And I don't know if Creative Marketplace, if I have the right place in mind, I don't know if Creative Marketplace is going to continue those live streams, but there are other platforms. There are other platforms. There are other creators who are hosting educational live streams. So for instance, GoodType, I know, has one. I think Typism also has one. I forget what it's called. Conference. Okay, so GoodType has the conference. And then at the conference, it's not specific to lettering, but obviously they care about type. So there are a lot of designers at the conference, and I think also artists, lettering artists, who will teach. So that's another good free resource to start learning. And then Typism, I think they have the Typism Summit. And again, I think the Typism Summit is like a yearly thing, but they also will have a bunch of creatives just come on and teach, and it's really cool. There's always like a free and a paid version, and I always do the free version because I'm on a budget. These are also just great pages to get inspiration. Another person who I don't think was one of the first people I started following, but I am very inspired by her, is Aurelie Maron. She is a French artist who lives in Australia, I believe. And once a year she hosts the lettering style challenge. And I mean, some of these pieces you're seeing here are pieces that she created for the lettering style challenge. And I did this in October, and I gave myself a special challenge where I started trying to do lettering the whole time, but eventually pivoted into also just doing typography because it was so much, because I was also animating all of my pieces. So I was doing Sabrina Carpenter lyrics every day of the month of October. So 31 typography / lettering pieces that were animated. So it was a pretty big challenge. Now, what I recommend is you start off with letters. A good place to do this is the 36 Days of Type. Now, the official 36 Days of Type, they decided not to do the challenge anymore because of Instagram changes, apparently. I don't agree with their decision, but, you know, it is what it is. And thankfully, some people have taken up the mantle of hosting it. Carly plans to host it again this year, so she's always excited for it. And I love participating, so I'm glad she is still doing it. She's just like, let's just keep doing it. And then Women of Type is another fantastic resource. You can get your art potentially shared here. It is run by Chick of All Trades. Jess actually has a series on Adobe Live where she teaches about how she does typography, and it's very useful. I often reference those videos even though they're not like recent anymore. Here, let me see if they have a playlist for it just so that you can find it easier. There's one. Exploring Advanced Typography Tools. Playlists. Here we go. So they have a playlist dedicated to this series that I love. I think it's a great place to start with typography specifically. So if you are here for lettering, just to do with your hands, you know, this will not probably help you. But Mastering Typography and Text-Based Design with Jess Goldsmith, it's still great. I think it's awesome. So on the Women of Type page, they will often feature lettering and typography pieces made by women and non-binary lettering artists. And I believe she also was happy to continue with the 36 Days of Type, which is coming up. I think we do it in April if you want to participate, if I have this video uploaded by then. The two challenges that I've mentioned, 36 Days of Type is in April, and then the Lettering Style Challenge hosted by Aurelie is in October. So typically when people are doing like their Inktober stuff and their Peachtober stuff and like whatever other Sculptober, Motiontober, like whatever other art challenges are happening in October, you could potentially do the lettering style challenge if that is something you're interested in. I definitely grew a lot doing both of these challenges. I definitely am a believer that you just need to make things, and through quantity will come quality. So the more you do something, the better you get at it, because that's how human beings work. So you see, she made her own design for the 36 Days of Type back in April 2024. And I think if I scroll long enough, I will see my own work, unless it was taken down. I want to say it was a G. I think she shared my G. Yep, there it is. So honestly, not my best work, but I'm happy she featured it. It's very cool. So if we go back to my page, I think the best place to start is with a letter, and then you can move on to like a word, and then you can move on to like a whole phrase, because it can be hard. It's learning how to make a good composition with letters is definitely a specific task. And oh, I almost forgot. I also went through a 3D lettering period. I took a course by Nebenzu. It's not a very expensive course. I think I can pull it up. And honestly, it's one of the easiest courses I've ever taken. I was able to finish the entire course. I probably could have done it in a day. I think I did it in a week. I took my time. But yeah, he does these really cool like 3D graffiti style art pieces, and even if it's not like your style, it's still very beneficial to learn, because if you learn these techniques, you can really do any style. So I think another 3D type artist that I like, Mora Vieytes illustration. So she uses the same program. It's called Nomad Sculpt for iPad, and it's $15. It's a one-time payment. Very easy way to get into like 3D lettering. But I think she also uses Cinema 4D and maybe Blender. But yeah, she makes awesome lettering pieces too, and her style is completely different than Nebenzu's. So if we go to the course, he has it on sale right now. It's $65. And then I want to say there's a second course that I bought. Or maybe that is the second course. I'm not sure. Or did he combine them? Anyway, he came out with one course, and then... Oh no, this is the second one, actually. I can tell, because it's different. Did he combine them? Okay, there's the 3D lettering course and the techniques course. The 3D lettering course is $42. You know what? Let me go to my account. I will say this website is a little confusing because they have up here a little login thing for the website, but then for the actual course you have to log in over here, and that throws me off every time because I try to log in here and then I like look up my password and it's not right. Okay, so he's got the Nomad 3D lettering course and then the Nomad techniques course. This is great for beginners, complete beginners, because I had never used Nomad Sculpt before using this, and it was very helpful. And this is the course I still need to do. Okay, so I am on my TikTok. Let me go to my favorites, and then I think I have a collection specifically for lettering. Okay, so just a side note, the grid that he started with is actually a digital resource by Ian Bernard. So So the Better Grid Builder bundle is what he has, and you can still get them from his website. Again, you do not need this in order to start, but it does make things convenient, especially if you're working in Procreate. So if you're going to do the 36 days of type, this is a good resource for that. I like the Grid Builder, personally. I like that a lot more. But this is a bundle, so you get both. And yeah, if you guys want to see a demonstration of that, I might make a short to promote this video. And maybe I can do a demonstration of how I use the Grid Builder. If there's one thing I've learned on this journey, it's that progress isn't about perfection. It's about persistence. So keep practicing, stay inspired. If I can make this much progress, so can you. If you made it to the end of the video, remember to leave a like, and if you want to see more videos from me, hit the subscribe button. Also, I am a freelance artist, so if there is something you need from me, go to my website and you can hire me. Thanks.